Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And in today's videos, we're going to be looking at quartiles, IQR, and box plots. Oh my. So, yes, horrible Wizard of Oz jokes, sorry. Now, quartiles. What are quartiles? Well, would it help if I told you that the median was actually one of these quartiles? In fact, it's Q2. Now, in order to find quartiles, the first thing you have to do is, what you normally have to do, is you have to put them in order. So, first thing, put in order. From lowest to biggest. So, you want to go 2, then there should be the 4, then there should be the 5, then there should be the 6, then the double 7, and then the 9. So, once they are in order, now to find your quartiles, so the most famous quartile actually is Q2, which is actually the median, which we know how to find. It's n plus 1 divided by 2. And in this case, we have 7 pieces of data, so 7 plus 1 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So we're looking for the fourth number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So my Q2 is 6. Now, to find my Q1 and Q3, now there is a reason why we divided by 2 here in the formula, and that's because the median happens after 50% of my data happened. So the median, the 50% of my data has happened. All right. So, if the median is after 50%, and I'm using the word quartiles. Now, quart means 4. So I'm separating this in 4 pieces. Now, if 50% is there, obviously 25% and 75% would have to be there as well. Now, before you ask, where's the 0% and the 100%? Well, that's your minimum and maximum values. So, my Q1 would be after 25% of the data. So in which case, the formula would be n plus 1, they all have n plus 1 in it, divided by 4. So in this case, it would be 8 divided by 4, which is the second position. Second position is the 4. So Q1 is 4. And finally, Q3, after 75%, so this should be 3 over 4, n plus 1, which should be, well, you have 7 plus 1, which is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So the 6 numbers, so 5, 6. Now, another way you can look at these formulas, now that we know that this means 50%, this is 25%, this is 75%, is to just rewrite the formula as 0.5, which is 50% of n plus 1, or n plus 1, we always want n plus 1, 0.25, which is 25%, or 0.75 times n plus 1. You can use either one you want. If you have your calculators, I'd recommend using the decimal one. If you don't have your calculators, I would stick with the fractions because it's easier to do without the calculator. Okay? So if these are my Q1, my Q2, my Q3, what is IQR? Well, IQR is my interquartile range. Okay? And in order to find it, you would need to do Q3 minus Q1. So in this case, it would be 7 minus 4, which is 3. So we found our IQR, we found our quartiles. Last but not least, box plots. We'll do that on the next page. Okay, now we know our Q1, we know our Q4, and our Q2, and we know our Q3. Okay? Now, to do a box plot, you need 5 important numbers. You need your Q1, your Q2, your Q3, Q2, yeah. So Q1, Q3, Q2, and then finally your max and your min. So your biggest number and your smallest number. And in this case, your biggest number is 9, and your smallest number is 2. With that information, you're going to draw a number line. Okay? And you're going to start off with your minimum and end off with your maximum. So you're going to go with 2. So 2 should be there. So we're going to say 1, 2. Boom, you're going to do a dot. And let's keep counting. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We know it goes up to 9, so 9 is going to go up here. Now, it's called a box plot, so you're going to see why. At your Q1, which is, so 2, 9, you have a 4, 3, 4. You have 6 and 7. All right, so at 4, which is your Q1, you're going to draw the beginning of your box. At the 7, which is your Q3, you're going to draw the end of your box. Then you're going to connect them. And you're going to also put your median. So Q1, Q2, Q3. Now they call this a box and whiskers graph mainly because here's your box and here is your whiskers. As you can see, most of your data takes place between the Q1 and the Q3. And that is quartiles, IQR, and box plots. I hope that helps.